Till now, we have been discussing from chapter wise, starting from chapter 16 onwards about the structure of the universe. We discussed elaborately about the structure of the Bhumandala, and then we discussed also about the vertical structure of the universe, within which we talked about Sun, Moon, constellations, Venus, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Saptarushi Mandal, Dhruvaloka, Sushumara planetary systems, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, and then in 24th chapter we talked about Bhuvarloka, then the seven Bilaswargas, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala, and then Narakaloka, Lord Shesha, the holder of the entire Bhumandala, Lord Kurma, giving support to Lord Shesha, Garbhodaka ocean, the seven coverings of the universe, etc. All these things we have discussed as they were presented in the Bhagavatam, and also added in some additional points from Bhugola Varnanam, Mahabharata, and Ramayana, etc. So that was all about the theoretical aspect of the structure of the universe. And now, today and the next week, we'll be discussing one of the important outcome of this section. Though in the Bhagavatam is not directly mentioned, but I did it as my project. So how to reconcile the modern observations with the text that is providing in the Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam is talking about various things, also talks about the planetary motion. Briefly, it just gives a hint that the sun completes, the sun travels through all the 12 zodiac signs in 1 year, moon travels through all the 12 zodiac signs in a month, and Mars takes 1.5 year, Jupiter takes 12 years, Saturn takes 30 years. So then Rahu and Ketu travels like the nakshatras, like that. In one phrase of a particular verse here and there, a brief information has been mentioned in the Bhagavatam. So taking reference from these few points that are mentioned in the Bhagavatam, and taking the help of other Puranas here and there, and the previous acharyas and previous disciples of Srila Prabhupada, their works and all. So we are trying to present a simple, some basic understanding of what is given in the Bhagavatam. From that, what's happening around us? How can we reconcile both? How can we connect Bhagavatam to the day-to-day observations that we go through, day-to-day experiences that we go through? So some of these things we'll be discussing in our today's class and also in the next class. So here you see, we'll be referring to some of the verses from these 4 chapters. Chapter 21, 22, 23, and 24. So the inspiration to take up this task was, so this letter many years back while I was studying Bhagavatam, just like all of you are studying now. So in one of the books written by Sadapati Prabhu, so in introduction he puts this letter. So when I read that, I felt, okay, we should do something what Prabhupada is saying in this letter. This letter is very big, but only some portion which is relevant to us I have taken, because by putting the dots here, you can understand that. So Prabhupada writes to Srila Sarup Damodar Goswami, Sarup Damodar Das. That time he was brahmachari only in 1976. And he says that now our PhDs must collaborate and study the 5th canto to make a model for building the Vedic planetarium. My final decision is that the universe is just like a tree with roots upwards, just as the tree has branches and leaves. So the universe is also composed of planets which are fixed up in the tree like the leaves, flowers, fruits, etc. So basically, Srila Prabhupada taking the hint of Urdhva Mula Madhashakam verse from Bhagavad Gita chapter 15 and telling that the universe is also somewhat like that. The root is
Hare
upward.
Krishna.
Here,
This is not in the share mode. Like we are not able to see on the screen. Just a small.
you are not able to see the slides?
No.
No. What is the problem? So many issues are coming here.
No, Prabhuji, we are able to see.
Ah,
But it is
Yeah,
not
even I
on.
was able to see.
It
so
is just
now,
a small. Now we are able to see. Again, it is gone.
I added sound. Sound को add करने का था. Yeah. So now you are able to see
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
other devotees.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, fine. So now Srila Prabhupada says then. So now all you PhDs must carefully study the details of fifth canto and make a working model of the universe. If we can explain based on this model, if we can explain four things Prabhupada wants: the passing of seasons, eclipses, phases of the moon, passing of day and night, etc., then it will be a very powerful propaganda. So this was the instruction of Srila Prabhupada to Srila Swarup Damodar Goswami Maharaj. So taking inspiration from this letter, so we made a small model during that time, and that model will help us explain these four things. They are in the opposite order. First one is passing of day and night, how day and night is happening, how the moon changes its phases, how eclipse is happening, how the seasons are changing. So these are the four things which we can explain with the help of that model. And this presentation will talk about how these four things are happening. So today we may be discussing two, the passing of day and night and the phase of the moon. In the next class, we will be discussing about the other two, eclipses and passing of seasons, so that we'll have some understanding. So Bhagavatam is not talking about some utopian things, but it is talking about the real-time observations also. So here is a small video which is part of that Vedic Cosmos video made by His Holiness Dhanvi Goswami Maharaj. So here we can see Swarup Damodar Goswami Maharaj. That time he was a brahmachari and he was talking to Prabhupada.
The alignment of heavenly bodies around the pole star was elucidated by Srila Prabhupada in a letter.
We can see that at night the whole planetary system is turning around. And the pole star being the pivot. Its planet has its orbit fixed, but the sun is moving up and down, north and south. It is not that we shall accept the theory that the sun is fixed and others are all going around the sun. That is not correct.
In a letter to Bhakti Swarup Damodar Swami, Srila Prabhupada delineated four phenomena to be explained in the planetarium.
Explain the passing seasons, the eclipses and the phases of the moon, and the passing of day and night, etc. Then it will be a very powerful propaganda.
The literature of that period contains a wealth of cosmological knowledge encoded in Sanskrit, arguably the world's oldest language. This knowledge has the potential to enrich our understanding of the cosmos we live in. A fundamental principle of Vedic cosmology is the existence of a dual reality, material and non-material. Here we see the non-material sky filled with innumerable planets of permanent stature. Among these, the topmost planet, Goloka, is shaped like a lotus flower, and it is here that the super-intelligent designer of the cosmos, Sri Krishna, resides with his associates. Although knowledge of the non-material realm remains beyond ordinary perception, the Vedic knowledge of the material cosmos has been recognized as extraordinary by many eminent Western thinkers.
As in Hindu mythology, it is a continual dance of creation and destruction involving the whole cosmos, the basis of all existence and of all natural phenomena. Long before it became a scientific aspiration to estimate the age of the earth, many elaborate systems of the world chronology had been devised by the sages of antiquity. The most remarkable of these occult timescales is that of the ancient Hindus. Indian cosmologists, the first to estimate the age of the earth at more than 4 billion years, they came closest to the modern ideas of atomism, quantum physics. To the philosophers of India, however, relativity is no new discovery, just as the concept of light years is no matter for astonishment to people used to thinking of time in millions of kalpas. A kalpa is about 4,320,000 years.
So, in order to fulfill the desire of Srila Prabhupada, many of Srila Prabhupada's disciples are working hard to come up with this model in TOOP. So some of the drawings or pictures which they made as part of their design, you can see here. So this is the Bhumandala plane with all the different divisions. Each ring is indicating one island and ocean, etc. etc. These are the 7 lower planetary systems. Shesha is here. This is Loka Loka mountain. This is Aloka Varsha. This is the outer boundary of the Bhumandala. These are the upper lokas. So this is the Bhumandala. Here is sun, here is moon, and this is constellation chakra, Mercury, Venus, etc. etc. All those things. So this is the Bhumandala. So now let's get into the topic. So here first few slides, they just talk about the background. So with respect to which we are trying to understand the planetary motion. So how and why the planets are put into motion, etc. That is the details are mentioned in Bhagavatam in a indirect way. So we are trying to present them directly. So this from 523.3, it is said that all the planets are moving around, just like the bulls move around the central post. The planet similarly, planets and luminaries are move around the pole star in clockwise direction turned by Dakshinavruta Pravaha. So there is a Pravaha wind known as Dakshinavruta Pravaha, which takes all the planets in the clockwise direction. Just like the bulls move around the central post. In villages, when the rice paddy is ready, they cut the rice paddy from the field and they keep it at one place in a circular fashion. And 2 or 3 bulls are bound to each other and they are made to move in circular fashion. The inner bull is always in the inner position. The middle bull always in the middle position only. Outer bull always in the outer position only. And they continue to move like that. They don't change their positions. Similarly, the planets, wherever they are positioned, they continue to move in their respective position till the end of the day of Brahma, Akalpantam. How? By Parvartaka Pravaha wind. Yata Sthanam Mandalani Charanti Akalpantam Parachin Kramanti. Parachin Kramanti means just the way every day morning we perform parikrama around Tulsi Maharani. After Tulsi Arati, we do 3 or 7 parikramas around Tulsi Maharani. Similarly, all the planets are doing parikrama around Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, who is situated in pole star. So how and why they are able to float in the ether? So do they not fall down? Just like clouds and eagles are floating, they are flying, they are able to fly in the ether. Similarly, so why the clouds and eagles are able to float in the ether, being pushed by the wind and by their past karmas. Because the karma of the eagles and all is like that, they got such a body, they can fly in the air for long hours. Similarly, the planets moved by the matter, the Supreme Lord, and by their past karmas, they continue to move in the ether in their respective orbits and they do not fall down. And they are assisted by their karma so that they do not fall down to the ground. That's why their karma is called as karma sarataya. Their own karmas act as the sarathi. Because as long as the sarathi is there, the vehicle moves, the planets are also moving. So that is the understanding. And thus they are constantly propelled by Parvartaka Pravaha wind. This Pravaha has got multiple names. One name of this is Dakshinavruta Pravaha. Another name is Paravartaka Pravaha. This is a Pravaha which pushes all the planets to move in the clockwise direction.
Prabhuji, how do planets have karmas?
The people who are living in the planets have karmas. So as per their karmas, planets are moving. Even planets are also entities, na? They can also have karma. Why not? The planet also, we can say that is also one living entity. So they have karma. So in that way. From externally, it may look like an inert body. So how can it have? Even the inert body also can be entity. Just like we talk about mountains. From our point of view, mountain is the inert body. But from Bhagavatam point of view, mountain also has life. So it's like that. So they are all moving around the pole star, keeping the pole star in their center at the pivot. So what is the pole star? We have already seen that. Pole star is the abode of Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. It is the residence of Maharaj Dhruva, the son of Dhruva Maharaj, son of Uttanapada. And it is established by the Lord as the pivot of all the luminaries, planets, and constellations. Jyotir Gananam Graha Nakshatradinam. So Kshirodakshaya Vishnu himself had established the pole star of Dhruvaloka as the pivot of all the luminaries that are moving day in, day out. Jyotir Ganana means the 12 zodiac signs. Graha, 9 grahas. Nakshatra, the 27 nakshatras. Adinam, and others. Tarakas, etc. etc. So always remember that in the outer space, we have 4 category of entities. One is 12 Rashis. In Sanskrit, they are called as Jyotir Gananam. And 9 grahas, Navagrahas. And 27 nakshatras. And Adinam stands for uncountable tarakas, unlimited stars. These are the 4 types of entities that are there in the outer space.
Prabhuji, will you be sharing this PPT? Otherwise, we'll make notes. That is why.
You can make the notes.
You will not be sharing the PPT, na?
PPT, these PPTs I am not sharing. But anyway, we have video also.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Oh, all these 4 category of entities, the 12 zodiac signs are Rashis, 9 grahas, 27 nakshatras, and unlimited stars. They continuously rotate around the pole star, around Dhruvaloka. How? Dakshinata Kriyamana Idanim. So they are continuously rotating in a clockwise direction. So for clockwise direction, it is always said Dakshinata. So you see here, Dakshina Avruta Pravaha. Avruta means in a circular fashion. So why Dakshina? Everything that we talk about moving around, the starting point would be always east, Purva. From east, the planets would go towards Dakshina. This Dakshina is not the true south, but it is apparent south. Just like, so you can see me now here. For this room, this is the east. Every day morning we see sun rising here, and this is the west, sun setting here. And this is the north. This side we have Himalayas. Through our window we can see the Himalayas every day. And this is south. So this is true north, which is towards the pole star. This is true south, which is towards hellish planetary systems. So, but this is east, this is west, and this direction is called apparent south. And the direction down below our feet, that is called apparent north. So every day morning sun is rising here and gradually going towards above our head in the noontime. So this is called Dakshina. So sun is moving from east to south, the apparent south. That's why it is called Dakshinavruta. Dakshinavruta means clockwise direction. In the clockwise direction, all the planets headed by sun, they continuously move. So
Prabhuji, what it means by apparent south? Because something up, we always say north, but it is contradictory. So
no, up is not north. North is to our right hand side. If you are looking towards not right, left hand side. When you are looking towards east, the true north is always towards our left hand side.
Then what is apparent south?
The other two directions for which we have not given any name. So that is apparent south
Okay.
or an apparent north. See, when you say north is towards up direction, that is from the universe point of view, it is towards upward direction. But since we are living on the spherical Earth globe and very close to line of equator, our perception will be little different from the universal situation. So it is like that.
Okay.
And all the planets are moved by the inconceivable force of the Supreme Lord, Avyakta Ramhasa. Even though that is called Dakshinavata Pravaha or Paravartaka Pravaha, that is nothing but Lord's inconceivable force only. So it is like that. And the same Lord, by whose inconceivable force, all these four entities are moving around in clockwise direction, moving from east to apparent south. That's why it is called Dakshinata Kriyamanam. And that Lord is residing in the Dhruvaloka or pole star. And because since he is residing there in the pole star constantly stays without being moved. The pole star itself does not move, but it makes everyone else move around it. That is the speciality of this pole star. Here you see this is the pole star, and they are all the luminaries that are there in the universe. And here is the below is the Bhumandala, and they'll be moving in the clockwise direction like this. All the luminaries are moving like this, and pole star remains at one place only, and that's why it is called the pivot of all the luminaries that are moving around. So in that way. So the direction in which pole star is there, that is called true north. That is this side. So down below that is true south, and this is east. This is west. At the sun rising here and constantly going around like this. So before it will go to west, it will come to this point. This point is called south, and this side is called north. And this north and this south is not the true north and true south. These are called apparent south and apparent north. So in that way. So it is like the three-dimensional picture. So we need to have 6 names for all the 6 directions. So like that. See, this is like isometric view. This is like the front view. So in which you see. So these are all the orbits. This is the orbit of this. This is the location where the orbit is there. This is the location where the orbit is there for all the planets. These are the names. The sun would be rising here and going around like this. So when sun is here, this is called east. When sun comes this side, it is the apparent side, south side. So it is moving from east to south. That's why it is called Dakshinavruta. And everything above Bhumandala and below pole star, they would be revolving around. And above pole star, everything is stationary. And the Bhumandala is stationary. And below Bhumandala also, they are stationary. Only the moving objects are inside the Bhuvarloka and Swargaloka. So this we should be clear. Everything in the universe is not moving. Only those entities who are there within Bhuvarloka or Swargaloka are alone moving. Remaining all lokas are stationary. So out of 14 lokas, 2 lokas are completely moving constantly. Every day almost they are making one parikrama. But the remaining 12 lokas are fixed. Bhuloka, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasadala, Patala, 7 plus 1, 8. And Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, 8 plus 4, 12. These 12 lokas are stationary. So like that. So here in this verse, we saw that there is something called as Avyakta Ramasa. In the previous slide, we saw that Dakshinavruta Pravaha, Paravartaka Pravaha. So what is this Avyakta Ramasa? What is this Dakshinavruta Pravaha, Paravartaka Pravaha? When we say, though we say that Lord's inconceivable force, but in which form Lord's inconceivable force is situated there? That form of Lord's inconceivable force is called Kala Chakra. That is called Kala Chakra Gata or Zodiac belt. This Zodiac belt is nothing but the Rashi Chakra, the 12 that Rashi Chakra is called Lord's Avyakta Ramasa. Here you see, Sayesha Bhagavan Adipurusha Eva Sakshat Narayano Lokanam Swastaya. So Sakshat Narayana, the same Bhagavan Adipurusha Sakshat Narayana, Lokanam Swastaya, for the well-being of the all the lokas, for the maintenance of the all the 14 planetary systems. Atmanam, himself, Trayimayam, though he is made up of 3 Vedas, Karma Vishuddha Nimittam, in order to purify the karmas of all of us, you, me, everyone, in order to purify our karmas, in order to purify our existence. Kavibir Abicha Vedena, Vijnanasya Mano. So, all the great sages have understood and explained that this Lord, who is non-different from Adipurusha, who is non-different from Narayana, who is Veda personified, in order to purify our karmas, our personalities, Lokanam Swasya, in order to being well-being of all the all the living entities, Atmanam himself expanded as Vibhajya, divided as Dwadashada. He himself divided into 12 forms. And those 12 forms are reorganized in terms of Shashtu Rutushu in 6 seasons. What are those 6 seasons? Vasantadishu, Vasanta, Grishma, Varsha, etc. The Supreme Lord have been divided himself into 12 divisions, and those 12 divisions are reorganized in the form of 6 seasons. For what season, what purpose? Yatopajosham Rutugunam Vidadati. Karma Vishuddhi Nimittani, in order to purify our karmas. How we can purify our karmas? Yata Upajosham. That means by executing different variety of activities in different variety of seasons. So there are different seasons with a different kind of atmospheric conditions, so that the people will do different variety of activities in each and every season, and hence their activities are purified. Thus, the Lord has divided into 12 forms, and they are reorganized into 6 seasons. And this form of the Lord is called as Kala Chakragata. So what are these 12 forms and 6 seasons? So this Kala Chakragata is time wheel. The 12 forms are corresponding to 12 spokes, and 2 spokes combined together form 1 rim. They are called 6 rims, and also there are 3 hubs. Thus, traveling day after day, day after day, day after day, the sun enjoys 12 months in an orbit known as Samvatsara. This entire Kalachakra is also called as Samvatsara. Samvatsara means 1 year. So Kalachakra means the cyclic time period, that is called 1 year. So in 1 year, we have 6 seasons. The 6 rims are corresponding to 6 seasons, and 12 spokes are corresponding to 12 solar months. So we have solar months. We may be very much familiar with January, February English months, but behind these English months, we have 12 lunar months and 12 solar months. 12 lunar months are called Chaitra, Vaishakha, Jyeshta, Ashada, etc. And 12 solar months are called as Mesha, Vrushabha, Midhuna, etc. etc. So in a year like that, we have 12 months, and sun will be passing through month after month, month after month, month after month. So that every month and every season has a different thing to do, different things to perform. What activities we are supposed to perform in the rainy season, we should not do in the summer season. And what we do in winter season, we should not do them in rainy season. So activities are designated or defined based on the season or based on the month that is moving on. So it is like that. So by the way, this verse we may not be able to relate to our city lifestyle. In our city, our job will have the similar kind of activities throughout the year only. So we don't have any even we can work daytime and nighttime, weekdays, weekends. Every month we can continue to do same thing only. We have nothing to do the external atmospheric thing. But that is not the example which is being talked about in the Bhagavatam. But in the village atmosphere, if you see the people who are doing their family occupations and agriculture and cow taking care of cows and such kind of stuff, etc. All these things keep changing season by season. For agriculture also, what they are supposed to do in this month and what they're supposed to do next month will be keep changing. And like that, those duties are season based, season dependent. The traditional household duties are all season based and season dependent. So in that way. So by having these divisions of 12 solar months and 6 seasons, the Supreme Lord regulates our actions and experience of different seasons. Pravritti nivritti nimittani samaya visheshana. The time has been divided into different divisions, such as daytime, nighttime, 1 hour, 1 ghatika, 1 muhurta, and 1 paksha, Krishna paksha, Shukla paksha, this month, this season, that season. All such kind of divisions are there. And Tithi, Amavasya, Paurnami, this, that. For what purpose? Pravritti, Nivritti, Nimittani, Samaya Visheshana. The divisions of time are mentioned in the scriptures so that we can begin an activity at a particular point of time and we can end that activity at a particular point of time. Pravritti, Nivritti. Normally, from Vedic lifestyle, people start performing activities after sunrise and they wind up all the activities at the time of sunset. After sunset, they don't do any activity. And whole night they take rest or they remain, they hear something, they discuss something. And whole daytime they perform some activity. But now modern lifestyle, we have nothing to do sunlight, sunrise, sunset. Even many of us, we don't even see sunrise and sunset also. We just see our clock, wristwatch, and what is the time now, and go to office, come and work late night, late mornings. So we have nothing to do with sunrise and sunset. The nowadays life is like that. But in Vedic lifestyle, activities will begin and end with respect to sunrise and sunset. So in that way. And also for a month also there is a different activity every month, and every season also there are different activities. They would change. So that is the purpose. So this is the Kala Chakra. So which has got 12 spokes. These are called 12 spokes. And there are the 6 rims. For your 2-wheeler or 4-wheeler, also you have so many spokes. And there is one rim only, one continuous rim. But in a traditional bullock cart, the bullock cart wheel will be made like this. So the bullock cart wheel is made with wood. The wooden structure will have hub and 12 spokes and 6 rims. And this Kala Chakra would continuously revolve in a cyclic fashion. Every day, it makes one round. Since it is moving all around, it takes home the planets, the luminaries, the constellations, everyone along with it. Because this is the Lord's force, this is the Lord's potency. Since it is moving around, it takes rest all the luminaries along with it. That is the understanding. And they also revolve in the continuous fashion. So this is the bullock cart. Here you see hub, 12 spokes and 6 rims. The 6 rims are divided into 6 parts. Here you can see the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are the 6 rims. And the other 12 spokes. This is the hub, the central portion. And that is Kala Chakra. See the names of these 12 spokes. So the spoke is here, but the range of the spoke is from here to here. And this area is called one solar month. Mesha Rashi, Vrishabha Rashi, Mithuna, Karaka, Simha, Kanya, Tula, Vrishika, Danu, Makara, Kumbha, Meena. These are our ancient Sanskrit names. The equivalent English names are Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. You can see those names. And the day when it is beginning and when it is ending also they are there. So Mesha begins on 14th April and ends on 14th May. Vrishabha begins on 15th May and ends on 14th June. These are fixed dates. At max, they may vary half day here and there. Instead of 14th April, it may start with 15th April. So half day here and there. Otherwise, these dates are almost fixed. And these 2 months, solar months put together are called one season. So Vasanta, Grishma, Varsha, Sharad, Hemanta, Shishira. These are the 6 seasons. So Vasanta, that is spring season, Grishma is summer, Varsha is monsoon, Sharad is autumn, Hemanta is winter, Shishira is pre-ventral. So now where are we? So we are in October ending. So October ending, so we are in Sharad season. So today actually the Sharad season is actually beginning, Sharad Purnima. This year, since it is Amavasya, this is Adhika Mas was there, Sharad Rutu has begun a little late. So otherwise the Sharad season is supposed to begin around 18th October. Matlab, these are like approximately thoda idhar udhar chalta hai, but like that. So now we are on 20th October, 10 days late because of the Adhika Mas, something like that. So that is how the seasons are defined. So mid of October to mid of December is Sharad season. So mid of December to mid of February is Hemanta, winter season. And mid of February to mid of April is Shishira. And then April onwards, Vasanta, Grishma. Maybe the Vasanta can go little early, also mid of March, also little bit here and there. It is there always. So it is like that. Some people take 1 month before. Instead of starting with Mesha, they start with Meena. So from 15th March to May 15th, they consider Vasanta. So 1 month before also they take. But the seasons could be a little bit here and there, but it will last for 2 months. So that's how it is taken. So this is how Kala Chakra rotates around. So here you see. So now, how and why these names are given to these 12 zodiac signs? Mesha, Vrishabha, Mithuna, Karaka. What is the significance of these names? They are the symbols of the same. Here you see, Mesha means this living entity. Vrishabha is this living entity. Mithuna is this. Karaka is this. Simha is this. Kanya is this. So the names are given because in the outer space, there are a group of stars. When you map them together, the group of stars are situated in one particular place. When you connect them, they appear to be like a particular entity. So based on that entity, the name is given to that particular star. Here you can see the little bit clarity is there. For example, this one you take. So the combination of this group of stars appears to be like a lion. That's why it is called a Leo. And here you see, and this one appears to be like a scorpion. That's why it is called Vrishika. So like that. So because the group of these stars appear to be like a particular entity, and based on that entity's name, the name is given to them. So like that. And after these 12 zodiac signs, there are 27 nakshatras which are also moving around along with the zodiac signs. Just like we said that this is Lord's potency, it is moving around and taking everyone else along with him. So who are all those people who are moving around him? So there are 28 nakshatras, 28 in number along with Abhijit. Basically, there are 27. The 27 Daksha daughters are residing in 27 groups of stars. Along with them, sometimes Abhijit will come and go. And inspired by the Supreme Lord, they also move in clockwise direction. They move along with the time wheel. So that just the way the time wheel is moving, these 27 nakshatras are also moving along with the time wheel with the same speed as that of time wheel. And every nakshatra has been divided into 4 divisions. And the 4 divisions are called 4 dandas or 4 padas. And whenever Abhijit Nakshatra comes, he comes in between Ashada and Shravana. So this is about 27 nakshatras. We have already discussed about them. But here, later on, it is said that in other scriptures, it is said that Lord Brahma is considered to be the Lord of nakshatras. All these 27 nakshatras. The deity residing over the 28 nakshatras is Lord Brahma. He is also called a Nakshatra Purusha because Lord Brahma appeared as Soma through Atri and Ansuya. And Soma is the husband of the 27 nakshatras, the 27 daughters of Daksha. Soma is an expansion of Lord Brahma, and also Lord Brahma is the Lord of all nakshatras. So in that way. And Lord Shiva is called Kala Purusha, and is the Lord of Navagrahas. Is the Lord of 9 grahas. That's why if you see in India, anywhere you visit one of the ancient Lord Shiva's temple, in the temple in one corner you can have these Navagrahas are situated. Only in Lord Shiva's temples only you see Navagrahas, nowhere else. Because Lord Shiva is the Lord of Navagrahas. Even if some people have some problem with some of these grahas when they approach astrologer, so astrologer might give so many remedies, but one among the remedy is worship Lord Shiva so that the Navagrahas will be pacified. Whichever grahas are troubling you, they can be pacified if you worship Lord Shiva, like that they say. And finally, Lord Vishnu is called Rashi Purusha. He is Lord of the zodiac. Until now, we were discussing that it is Lord Vishnu himself is expanding as Kala Chakra. The Kala Chakra is non-different from Lord himself, but still, Lord Vishnu is the Lord of the master of Kala Chakra, and Kala Chakra is made up of 12 Rashis. That's why he is called Rashi Purusha. So kindly remember this. The Lord of 12 Rashis is Lord Vishnu. The Lord of 9 Grahas is Lord Shiva. The Lord of 27 Nakshatras is Lord Brahma. So how these 27 Nakshatras are situated along with the Kala Chakra, consisting of 12 Rashis. See here you can see. We have Mesha Rashi, Rishabh Rashi, Mithuna, Karka, Simha, Kanya, Tula, Rishika, etc. And we have 27 nakshatras. So every nakshatra has 4 parts. Ashwini nakshatra is the first nakshatra. It has 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. And Bharani also had 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kritika also had 4 parts. Out of 4 parts, 1 part is in Mesha and remaining 3 parts are in Rishabha. And Rohini has 4 parts are here. And Mrugashira, out of 4 parts, 2 parts are here and 2 parts are here. Then Ardra, 4 parts are there. Punarvasu, 3 parts are here. The 4th part of Punarvasu is here. Then Pushya, 4 parts. Ashlesha, 4 parts. Like this, the 27 nakshatras with their 4 parts are positioned in these 12 zodiac signs. Basically, in that Kala Chakra, every zodiac sign or every Rashi will occupy 30 degrees. So 30 degrees into 12 Rashis, 360 degrees. Similarly, in the same Rashi Chakra, the 27 constellations are placed. So 360 degrees by 27 would be 13.333 degrees. That means every constellation would take a space of 13.3 degrees. So Ashwini would take the place from 0 to 13.3 and Bharani would take from 13.3 to 26.6 and Ashwini Bharani Kritika would take from 26.6 to 40. But Mesha is 0 to 30 and Kritika is 26.6 to 40. So from 26.6 to 30 will be in Mesha Rashi and 30 to 40 will be in the Kritika Rashi. So 13.3333 are there. So when we divide them into 4 divisions, each division would be 3.3333 degrees. So each division would be 3.33 degrees. So 3 parts would be 10 degrees. So 3 parts are here, 10 degrees is here and 3.33 degrees will be here. So in that way, it has been divided. So like that. So thus, in each zodiac sign, 2.25 constellations are located. So 2.25 constellation means Ashwini full constellation, Bharani full constellation, and 1/4 of the Kritika. So 2.25. So that is called 9 pathas of 3 constellations. 9 times 3.33 would be 2.25 into 13.33 would be 30 degrees. So in each and every zodiac sign, which is about 30 degrees, there are 3 constellations, or no, actually 2.25 constellations, which is equal to the 9 padas of 3 constellations. So in any zodiac sign you take, 9 padas will be there. 2 plus 4 plus 3, 1 plus 4 plus 4, or 2 plus 4 plus 3, 1 plus 4 plus 4. So something like that. So that is the understanding. So this is how they are situated. And here you see these 27 nakshatras. What are their names? along with Abhijit. Abhijit also, total becomes 28. And in which direction they are there? North side, south side, and north side, and here, etc., etc. And then their equivalent English names. In English, they are called with these names. Ashwini is called Alpha, here it is, and Chitra is called Spika, so like that. And from which degree to which degree they are considered to be. 0 to 13.33 is Ashwini, 13.3 to 26.67 is Bharani, 26.67 to 40 is Kritika. So they are the space where they are located in the outer wheel. So normally, if there is no Abhijit Nakshatra, the Purvashada would be from 253.33 to 266.67, and Uttarashada would be from 266.67 to 280, and Shravana would be from 280 to 293. And when Abhijit comes, these three nakshatras would be rearranged in such a way that so each nakshatra would be 13.33 degrees, and then the new star comes in between. So they rearrange themselves. 13.33, 13.33, 13.33, 4 would be the three nakshatras would be total 40 degrees. And the 40 degrees would be rearranged among the three of them, among the four of them. So each would be about 10 degrees. 253 P2 to 263, 260 to 273, 270 to 283, 283 to 293. So like that. In the same range where three nakshatras are there, it will be readjusted by four nakshatras, and each nakshatra would occupy 10 degrees. So like that. So now you see a picture of that. So like that. This is the zodiac sign, one Rashi. This is the nakshatra. Ashwini from here to here, Bharani is here to here, and Kritika is here to here. So from Kritika, 1/4 is in Ashwini, sorry, in Aries, and 3/4 is in Vrishaba. Mesha and Vrishaba. Like that, they are there. And these two are permanently fixed, and these two move together like this. So for all practical purposes, we can say that the Kala Chakra is consisting of 12 zodiac signs as well as 27 nakshatras, and they move together. There is no interchange in positions among them. They are constantly fixed. In addition to these two, the unlimited number of tarakas, they also move along with the Kala Chakra. So out of the four entities, the 12 zodiac signs, 27 nakshatras, and 9 grahas, and unlimited tarakas, three of them will move with the same speed as that of Kala Chakra. The one person, that Navagrahas, the one entity, one group of entities, the Navagrahas, will have a little different speed than that of Kala Chakra. Otherwise, the remaining three have the same speed. They don't change. They continuously move the same speed from the beginning of the day of Brahma till the end of the day of Brahma. But the Grahas have little different speed than that of this Kala Chakra. So that's the only difference.
Pravijit, three
So,
parts you mentioned. Which one, Pravijit? This one is Rashis, another is Nakshatra, and the third one is?
Tarakas.
Okay, so their speed is fixed.
Stars.
Stars. Okay, they are not there on the show. Na?
They
Yeah.
are not in the picture because they are unlimited now, where we can show. They are unlimited, so I did not show. So they also have same speed as that of the Kala Chakra, but only the Navagrahas will have little different speed.
Thank you.
So normally the 27 nakshatras are located like this. But when the 28th one comes, the Purvashada, Uttarashada, and Shravana, these three will readjust. So now from here to here is 13.3, from here to here is 13.3, from here to here is 13.3. When Abhijit will come, they readjust. Here to here is 10, here to here 10, here to here 10, here to here 10. So from total from here to here would be 40, and 40 is rearranged among the three of them as 10, 10, 10 each. So that's how they change. So it is like that.
Okay, Abhijit is not fixed. Like sometimes it comes, sometimes it's not there. It is like.
Yes.
Okay, it is something like Adhik Mas. Sometimes it comes like that.
I don't compare like that. That's all. It comes sometimes it is visible, sometimes it's not visible. So in that way.
Okay.
So here you see, this is Mesha, the first zodiac sign, and this is the first Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika. The 4 parts are here. This Ashwini is from year to year, but it has 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 1, 2, 3, 4. And this also has 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of 4 parts, 1 part is in Ashwini, and the remaining 3 parts are in Bharani. So like that. So not Ashwini. This is Mesha, this is Mesha, and this is Rishabha. So one part of Kritika is in Mesha. The remaining 3 parts are in Bharani. Mesha, Rishabha. This is called Rishabha. So like that. So this is how the 27 nakshatras are there. Here you can see the Mesha, Rishabha, Mithuna, Karaka, Simha, Kanya, Tula, Rishika, Dhanu, Makara, Kumbha, Meena, and the 27 nakshatras, Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika. So I have positioned them like that because the sun travels on the orbit of 12 Rashis. The green line is considered to be the orbit of the sun. Sun would be traveling here. And the blue line is considered to be the orbit of the moon. The moon is said to be passing from Ashwini to Bharani, Bharani to Kritika, etc. And sun is said to be passing from Mesha to Rishabha, Rishabha to Mithuna, Mithuna to Karaka, like that. So for all practical purposes, in future we see the sun will be traveling just above this green line. The moon will be traveling just above this blue line. So this is considered to be in the moon's orbit. This is sun's orbit. On the sun's orbit, we have 12 zodiac signs. On the moon's orbit, we have 27 nakshatras. So now, with this background, with this basically this Kala Chakra, it is consisting of 12 nakshatra, 12 Rashi zodiac signs and 27 nakshatras. Is nothing but the Lord's inconceivable force. It is acting like the prime mover. It is moving and it is taking everyone else along with it. Who are else? The unlimited Tarakas are there and Navagrahas are there. The Tarakas are able to go with the same speed as that of the Kala Chakra, but the Navagrahas have a little different speed. So what is the difference? How much difference and all we'll see at the end of the class today. But with this background, with the help of this background Kala Chakra, we can able to understand how day and night is happening, how the weeks are formed, months are formed, years are formed, and how the moon is able to go through different phases. Today is Purnami, tomorrow Pratipada, day after tomorrow Dvitiya, Tritiya, how that is happening, and what is the understanding of solar month, lunar month, and what is the understanding of Adhika Manas, and etc. etc. will be the next discussion. So before going further, any other devotees have any question till now?
Prabhuji, these Rashis are made up of the constellations or are they different objects?
Same. Rashis are also nothing but a group of stars. So in English, constellation means nothing but a group. But the constellation is used as a translation to 27 nakshatras. When you say constellation means 27 nakshatras are called 27 constellations. So for 27 Rashis, they generally call in English as the 12 Rashis. They call them as 12 zodiac signs. And 27 nakshatras, they call as 27 constellations.
Rashis are made up of these nakshatras only, no? Or are they different?
Rashis are made up of stars. Nakshatras are also made up of stars. Star means Taraka.
Okay, so both of them are made up of different stars.
Yes.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Babuji.
1 second before going to the next question. Some say that the set of stars that are there in Mesha Rashi, here Mesha Rashi, whatever stars that are there from here to here, which by combining them together, which appears to be like a particular entity, that Mesha, goat, are again further divided into 3 parts. And those 3 parts, when you further map them together, that appears to be like a small bear. Because in the previous class, we discussed that 27 nakshatras are also called as 27 rikshas. Riksha means bear. Yeah, Jambavan is called as Riksha Raja, king of bears. So they also have the shape of a bear, small bear. So that's how some say like that. The stars of the Mesha Rashi only, they are further regrouped into 3 divisions. And each division appears to be like a small bear. And that bear is called as one nakshatra, Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika. So basically, whether it is 12 Rashis or 27 Nakshatra, they are nothing but a group of stars, a group of Tarakas, and combining them appears to be like a particular species. And all the remaining Tarakas which are not there in these two category of groups, they are all individual independent stars, independent Tarakas. So they are the residents of all the heavenly personalities. So they are situated individually, one here, one there, one there, one there, like that. But these stars are in one group. So that's why that group is considered to be either as a Rashi or as a Nakshatra. So like that.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
So these Rashis and Nakshatras, they are differentiated by the distances between them. Like the Rashis are the ones who move along with the sun, through which the sun passes.
They are differentiated based on the shape, how they are situated.
Okay.
And from here to here, whatever stars are there in this area. So for example, I'll just open my video. See, basically this Rashi Chakra is situated from the east to over our head and goes to the west and below. The Rashi Chakra also situated like this. The path of sun is nothing but the Rashi Chakra only. So for example, right now, if you see in the upper sky like this, from here to here, it is about 30 degrees. So in this area, whatever stars are there, those stars can be called as one particular Rashi. So I don't know which Rashi currently may be here. But for example, we can take it as Kanya Rashi. So Kanya Rashi from here to here, whatever stars in this, if you map them, appears to be like a young bride. Okay, that's why it is Kanya Rashi. And then within this area, so from this point to 13 degrees, that would be like Kanya Rashi mein kya hai? In Kanya Rashi, we have Purva Palguni, Uttara Palguni, and Uttara Palguni, Asta, and Chitra. So in this one area, first Uttara Palguni, a group of stars appears to be like a small bear that is called Uttara Palguni. Another subgroup that appears to be like another bear that is called Asta. Another third group, subgroup that is called Chitra. So like that, it has been divided. So since we may not see them regularly, we may not talk about them regularly, it appears to be a little difficult to understand. So basically, these are all a group of stars that are located in the outer sky. Through them, the sun and moon constantly moving day in, day out. So basically, they are nothing but the pathways of the sun and moon. On the pathway, we have some milestones. So 10-kilometer milestone, 20-kilometer milestone, 30-kilometer milestone, like that, we can say.
Okay. So those group of stars that pass, that are there in the way of the sun, they are Rashis, and those in the way of the moon, they are Nakshatras.
See.
Oh, it's not like that.
See, both of them are there. But for understanding the moon's motion, their motion is mentioned in reference to nakshatras. And sun's motion is mentioned in reference to our 12 rashis. That is the only difference. Because the moon and nakshatras are closely connected. Na? The moon is the husband of 27 daughters of Daksha who are living in these nakshatras.
Yes.
And the 27 rashis are the expansion of Lord Vishnu. And Surya is one of the Shakti avatar of the Supreme Lord.
Okay.
Shakti avatar is also like Lord Vishnu only. So they are like that, they are closely connected. They are mentioned like that. And for all the astrological calculations, they are said to be like that.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Another Mataji, somebody else was speaking.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, like these nakshatras are the particular group of stars in a particular shape. Na? That is why we call them like. So what we mean exactly by parts of it, like 4 parts, or we're talking na 4 parts of
See,
it.
these 4 parts, 4 parts thing is may not be so much required for us now. The only way why 4 parts are required is there are 12 rashis and 27 nakshatras. So how many nakshatras are there in each Rashi? What would be the division? There are 27 nakshatras and 12 Rashis are there. So how many nakshatras will be there in each Rashi?
2 point something.
Why something? You tell na exactly.
Okay.
Anybody else can tell na?
2.25 like that.
Since it is coming 2.25, the 2.25 has taken as a round figure. So how do you get 2.25 from one nakshatra? When you divide a nakshatra into 4 parts, so we can say, instead of saying 2.25, the first quarter of the third nakshatra is in the Mesha Rashi. So like that. For that easily explanation, they have made 4 padas in each nakshatra. So like that.
Okay, so actually structurally there are no parts like that. For
Yeah,
understanding.
structurally there are no parts. For the calculation purposes, the astrological calculators they were divided like that.
And Prabhuji, on the Kala Chakra.
Your voice is not audible.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Ah.
Prabhuji, this inner chakra is of Rashis, na? Kala Chakra. And the outer chakra.
There is nothing like there are 2 separate chakras. There is no inner chakra, there are not outer chakra. Actually, these stars are located far distant. So, but for a practical reality, this is a flat. I've taken the flat chakra na, in that I've position like that. But when you see above, I'll just wait. I'll show you my. See, like currently in the night time, the moon is moving above like this. So along with the moon in the either side and all over the empty space, there are a lot of stars, lot of tarakas are there. But especially in the middle area, just above our head, in this area, whatever groups, star groups are there, they are either Rashis or Nakshatras, but they are actually at a far distant. So since when the sun is going like this and moon is going like that, and behind the sun and behind the moon, we have a Rashi, a star group. And that star group is a particular nakshatra, it could be, or it could be one particular Rashi. So like that.
Okay, so that only I wanted to ask means in this Rashi chakra and the Nakshatra chakra, between these two, there will be a big gap or they are quite adjacent?
I don't know what is the, because they are at far distant. Na, in the far distant, whether they are nearby or far, don't gap hai, nahi, we don't have any idea. But we'll be able to see them because though they are far, since they are brightly shining, we can see them.
Yeah, because and as you mentioned, in 3D it also has a different impact rather than what we're seeing in 2D like here.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna,
this
one by one.
yes, Mataji, you asked it out. I'll ask.
Okay, I just wanted to know, Prabhuji, not the technical aspect, but I wanted to know how it is decided that some nakshatra are inauspicious and some are auspicious.
See, some of them are auspicious, some of them, these are well defined early only. And how also, I don't know, but it is defined. It's not that nakshatra is auspicious, that nakshatra is inauspicious. Nakshatras or Rashis are not auspicious and inauspicious. A particular graha, while traveling in a particular nakshatra or particular Rashi, will have a kind of positive or negative influence upon us based on the Rashi or nakshatra in which we are born. See, for example, Kanya Rashi may not be good for you, but it may be good for me because I was born in Makara Rashi and you might have been born in Tula Rashi. Since you have been born in Tula Rashi, Kanya Rashi would be bad for you. Kanya Rashi is not bad. When sun comes in Kanya Rashi, the sun will have bad influence upon you. But for me, who are born in Makara Rashi, when sun comes in Kanya Rashi, it will be a good effect of sun. So it is like that. The influence is not based on the Rashis or Nakshatras. The influence is based on the grahas while they are traveling in a particular Rashi, that influence is there. So how? Why sun is causing bad influence when it comes to Kanya only? Because I was born in Makara. With respect to Makara, Kanya is about 4th Rashi backward. or 8th Rashi forward. There are so many calculations that is all in astrology. I don't know, but I'm just giving a small idea. So that is entirely different science. So we are not discussing here. Here we are only trying to understand how day and night is happening, how the months are happening, how the Adhika Maas is happening, how the moon is changing its phases, how the eclipse is happening, how the phases are changing. For that to understand, this is the background. The background is the movement of the planets is measured with a reference plane. That reference plane is this Kala Chakra, and that Kala Chakra has two entities. One entity is 12 zodiac signs, other entity is 27 nakshatras. That's all. And these two come into the called Kala Chakra, and they are moving, and they are taking along with it, along with them, two more set entities. One is Tarakas, other one is the Grahas. The Tarakas are able to move along with the same Kala Chakra, same speed of Kala Chakra, but Grahas are not able to move. Why Grahas are not able to, and all we'll discuss later on, but this is the basic understanding. So since this is the prime mover, and this is the basis, and this is the reference plane on which the rest all is moving. So now let us see how this is moving and how other entities are also moving along with it. And based on that, how we are able to experience the day, night, the seasons, months, etc. That will be the subject matter.
Yeah, okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yes, Lekha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, this nakshatras, they are the wives of moon god. So they are different and they don't come in this orbit of the sun, no?
It's not like that. The orbit of the sun, they are coming and they are actually at a far distant. We are looking into outer space. They are at a far distant. Since we are looking at them, they are in the background. And in the middle, between them and us, we have sun and moon. Though moon is very close by, but since behind moon, there are nakshatras and the nakshatras and rashis. So we say that currently this sun and moon are moving in this particular rashi, this nakshatra.
Okay. And these rashis are a set of different stars other than this 27.
Yeah, that's what I consider. Some say both are same, some say both are different.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Correct. So let's move ahead. So how day and night happens? So the day and night concept is explained in 21st chapter, text number 3 to 12. Here, it's not exactly 3 to 12. In the first few verses, it is not talked about it. Maybe 9, 10 to 11, 12. The last 4 verses only it is talked about. First few verses talks about Uttara and Dakshinayana, but the remaining verses talks about the day and night. Rising and setting of the sun. The sun, who is situated in the middle of the universe, heats up and lights up the 3 planetary systems. And sun travels in an orbit whose circumference is 9.51 million yojanas. So you see, you have 2 zeros, 2 zeros, 519. Actually, these commas are not placed properly, but basically it is 9.51, 95.1 million yojanas, something like that. Here, one more zero should come. 95.1 million yojanas. And the sun is traveling on this path, on this orbit. Sun travels above Manasutra. On top of this, there are 4 residences. On top of the Manasutra mountain, there are 4 residences. So the circumference of this Manasutra mountain is 95.1 million yojanas. The radius is 15.85 million yojanas. This is the circumference, this is the radius. On this orbit, the sun will be moving day in, day out. So in this orbit, for every 15 gatikas is equal to 6 hours. 1 gatika is about 24 minutes. And the sun travels this much distance. In every 15 gatikas, in every 6 hours, the sun travels this much distance. 23.775 million yojanas. In another 6 hours, same thing. And 6 hours, same thing, like that. 4 times 6 hours in 24 hours, it would travel total 95.1 million yojanas. So the sun's travel is explained with the help of the 4 cities that are there just above Manasutra mountain. See here, you see this is the Bhumandala. These are all different divisions, the different dvipas and oceans. And this is the 7th dvipa. In the middle of 7th dvipa, we have Manasutra mountain. This is the Manasutra mountain. The gray color, not gray, this is brown color. This brown color one is Manasutra mountain. Just above this Manasutra mountain, the sun's chariot wheel is situated. This is the sun globe and this is chariot wheel. The chariot wheel keeping this Manasutra mountain as its orbit, it keeps rotating. The total circumference of the orbit is 95.1 million yojanas. So, since Sukadeva Goswami is speaking this Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj at a place known as Shukatal, which is very close to Hastinapur, which is on the bank of Ganga. From that point of view, Sukadeva Goswami tells that these directions, this he calls, this side is called east, this side he calls west, this side he calls north, this side he calls south. But in the universe, this is true north and this is true south. So this is the direction of the midday sun. This direction is the direction of the midday sun, and this is the midnight sun. So like this, if you see in the previous picture, this side is east, this side is west, and this is true south. When sun is coming here, is in the apparent south. When sun goes here in the back side, this is in the apparent north. But this side toward the pole star, the direction is true north, and exactly opposite to that is down below is true south. So these are the way. This is the way the 6 directions are named. So for all practical purpose, you remember when Bhagavatam said that sun is going from Purva to Dakshina. So is going from east to south. So what do you mean by is it really going to south? No, it's not going to south, because in this room, as I mentioned, this is east. Every day we see sun rising here. This is west, and this is midday. At noon time is here. Morning 6 a.m. is here. Afternoon 12 p.m. is here. In 6 hours is going from here to here. Another 6 hours it goes from here to here. Another 6 hours it goes from there to down below. In another 6 hours it comes from there to here. So Bhagavatam says that is going from east to south. So what do you mean by going to east to south? The south is not the true south. The true south is actually down below the universe. The south which Sukadeva Goswami is talking about is the apparent south, the direction of the midday sun. So it is like that. So it is like that. The sun would be starting here early in the morning, 6 a.m. When sun is here, in India we have sunrise when sun comes here. So when sun comes here, exactly above India. So India we have midday. When sun goes here, sun will be about to set. That is called west. When sun goes here, that is called midnight. So like that. So now we'll see how it is happening in the next slide. It is like that. So thus, the movement of the sun is going in a circular orbit. So though Bhagavatam says that sun is traveling around Mount Meru, keeping Mount Meru at the center. If you see this picture, all the orbits are kept the Mount Meru in the center. But other Acharya, they say that no. Though Bhagavatam said that they are moving around Mount Meru, but actually they are not moving around Mount Meru. They are moving around a line that is connecting pole star and the center of the earth globe. The earth globe is 1/9 part of Bharatavarsha and the pole star is here. The line joining these two is acting at the center of the orbit of all the planets. For example, sun's orbit is here. So sun is here. So this is the orbit of the sun. So like that. The orbit of the sun is perpendicular to the line joining pole star and earth globe. Though in this picture, these lines are shown so much inclined, but actually this angle, this line, which is making an angle with respect to this, it is actually not even 1 degree. It is about 0.15 degrees only. It is very, very, very small angle. Still, in order to help us understand, it is shown in this picture as big. It's almost straight. The orbit of the sun is almost straight only, parallel only. But in this picture, it is shown like this. So now let us see. This is the Bhumandala. This is the 7th Dvipa, which has the Manasutra mountain. On top of this Manasutra mountain, there are 4 townships are there. In the east, there is a township belongs to Indra. It is called Devadana. So the sun starts from Devadana. In 6 hours, he goes to the abode of Yamaraj, which is in the south side, that is called Samyamani. And then in another 6 hours, he goes from Samyamani to Nimlochani. the abode of Varuna. In another 6 hours, he goes from Nimlochani to Vibhavari, the abode of Soma. In another 6 hours, he goes from Vibhavari to Devadani. So like that, in 24 hours, the sun, who is situated just above Manasutra mountain, as he was traveling around, he passes through Devadani. He starts from Devadani and passes through Samyamani, Nimlochani, and Vibhavari. And next day morning, again at 6 a.m., he comes back to Devadani. So this is the sun's motion. The sun, who is taken by the Kala Chakra, moving along with Kala Chakra, and in 24 hours, he completes one round. See now, everything that we are going to discuss now, it is with respect to India. India is here. So with respect to India, where the discussion is happening about the Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj are discussing. So for all practical purposes for India, this side is called East and this side is called West. So in the modern science, the Earth is considered to be revolving around itself in the counterclockwise direction. As a result of the day and night is happening like that, they say. But Bhagavatam understanding is Earth is stationary. So now let us see. This is the entire Bhumandala. This is Manasutra mountain, which has the 4 townships upon that. And this is the top view and this is the front view. In the front view, the Bhumandala is like this terrace type of structure. So when sun is here, so this part of the Bhumandala is dark and this part of the Bhumandala is bright. Because when sun is here, the sunlight will brighten this entire area. And this area is cannot be brightened by sun because there is a Bhumandala in between. The sunlight does not pass this part of the Bhumandala. So in that way, this part is dark and this part is bright. So when sun is here, this part is bright, this part is dark. Same sun in 6 hours, he comes here. When he comes here, this part is bright. 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 Since sun is moving in the clockwise direction like that, the part which is bright and the part which is dark are keep changing continuously. You see here. So this is how the entire Bhumandala has daytime at any given point of play at any given place, daytime for 12 hours, night time for 12 hours, because sun is moving in a clockwise direction. How and why sun is moving in that clockwise direction? Because he is pushed by Kala Chakra. Kala Chakra is taking him along with him. Just like the engine takes all the rail bogies along with it. So the other bogies just simply follow the engine. Same way, the sun is moving along with the Kala Chakra. Thus, the wise teach about the sunrise, noon, sunset, and midnight in the 4 cities above Mansutra for the purpose of engaging and disengaging people in work according to particular times. Pravrutti Nivritti Nimittani Samaya Visheshana Meroho Chaturdisham. They also teach about the 4 directions of Meru. When it rises in one city, it sets in the city diametrically opposite. When it shines with the perspiration at noon, it is midnight at the city diametrically opposite. So this is some concept, but anyway, that concept is like this. So when sun is here in the city, so in Jambudipa, this Varsha will have noon time. And this Varsha, this is Bhadrasha will have noon time. And Ketumala Varsha will have midnight. And Bharata Varsha, the sun is rising. And Uttarakur Varsha, sun is setting. So like that. In one Varsha, when it is noon, the opposite Varsha will have midnight. In one Varsha, sun is rising. The opposite Varsha, sun is setting. So this is how the 4 directions, the 4 people in 4 play directions, the 4 in 4 directions have a different experience. Somebody experiences sunrise, somebody experiences sunset, somebody experiencing midday, somebody experiencing midnight. So like that.
Vijay, can you show the previous slide? Yeah, this was the thing. Yeah. Just okay.
So here is the earth globe. The modern people say it is moving in the counterclockwise direction. So now you see, here is our earth globe and here is sun. So when sun is here, this part of the earth globe would be bright and this part of the earth globe would be dark. So India is here. See, India is here. So when sun is here, it would be sunrise in India. So whoever, not only in India, whoever in this part of the earth globe will have sunrise. Whoever in this part of the earth globe, they have midday. Whoever in this part of the earth globe, they will have sunset. Whoever is in this part of the earth globe, they will have midnight. After 6 hours, when sun moves from here to here. So previously, the people here were having sunrise. After 6 hours, when the sun comes from here to here, these people will have midday. Previously, these people who are having midnight, now they will have sunrise. Previously, these people who are having sunset, now they have midnight. Previously, these people who are having midday, now they will have sunset. So like that, for every 6 hours, our experience is changing. Now in India, we have sunset. And now after another 6 hours in India, we have midnight. And next day morning, when sun comes to the starting point, again we have sunrise. So in this way, in 24 hours, we go through sunrise, midday, sunset, midnight, again sunrise. So now you can see here. So when sun is here and this part of the earth globe is bright and this part of the earth globe is dark, the modern people say that sun is fixed, earth is moving in the counterclockwise direction. That's why on different places on the earth they have day and night. But Bhagavatam understanding is earth is fixed and sun is moving in the clockwise direction. And as a result of that, the different people on the different parts of the earth globe will experience day and night. Like this. Every day, the sun completes one round. He rises 6 a.m. in the east and comes to south during 12 noon and goes to west and sets 6 p.m. in the evening. And midnight, he is in the northern direction. And next day morning, again he comes in the eastern direction and rises. So this is how on the earth globe, and different places, different people will experience different things. For Indians, this side is east. For Africans, this side is east. For Americans, this side is east. For Japanese and all, this side is east. This east, west, north, south, this apparent north, apparent south are not permanent directions. They are place specific. They keep changing based on the different places, different people and different places. But the true north and true south are always fixed. They don't change with respect to anybody or anyone. True north is toward the North Pole. True south is below the South Pole. They are permanently fixed. They don't change. But this east, west, north, south are all place specific. According to India, this we call east. This is south. This is west. This is north. And Africans will call this one is south east. This is south. This is west. This is north. So it is like that. So here you see the final simulation. The Kala Chakra which is moving and it is taking sun along with it. So as a result of that, the different places on the earth globe gradually they are experiencing sunlight, sunrise. The starting point when sun was here, we were having sunrise. Now it is noon in India and slowly it is afternoon. Dire, dire. Eventually when sun goes here, it will be sunset in India. See now it is sunset in India. And dire, dire, it becomes night. When sun goes here, it will be midnight in India. Next day morning, when sun comes again here, that will be sunrise in India. So this is how Bhagavatam explains. By the movement of sun, which is pulled by Kala Chakra, we are experiencing day and night. Not only we, anywhere on the Earth globe or anywhere on the Bhumandala, everyone will have similar. Our day lasts for 12 hours, our night lasts for 12 hours, and we have sunrise, noon, sunset, and midnight for special situations in a particular day. So this is how the day and night happens. So this is the top view and this is the front view. You can see both. So as in the front view, how this area of the Earth globe is getting brightened. When sun comes here, this part of the Earth is completely bright. In the backward, it will be completely dark. So this part is completely dark. And when it is going this side, and slowly this side becomes covered by sunlight, darkness. So these people will be having already night. So now slowly India also getting dark. Pura dark. Okay. So like that. So this is how the movement of sun and Kala Chakra, the day and night is happening to all of us. You could follow this. Any questions? Hare Krishna, anyone has any question about this?
No question. Thank you.
Okay. So just like the sun is going along with the Kala Chakra, as it is shown in this animation, then Kala Chakra is moving and taking the sun along with it. Similarly, the sun takes other grahas, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu. All other grahas are also taken by the Kala Chakra. They are also rising and setting, etc. etc. But their rising and setting is not so much discussed because of sun we have sunlight and day and night, etc. The sun's rising and setting are being considered the most important. They are being talked about. So in that way. So till now we saw how day and night is happening. So by combining such days and nights in 30, 60, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, 300, 330, 360, we have a year. How the days will form the months and years, that will be mentioned in the next section. How these months are happening. For the people on Meru, the sun gives heat at all times. Being situated at midday, the sun keeps Meru to the left and to the right. In one of the shloka, while describing day and night, how it is happening, Sukadeva Goswami mentioned that. So the day and night is happening for Earth globe as well as for the Bhumandala. But on top of Meru, it seems that they are always having daytime only. They are not having nighttime. And also he says that it appears that the sun is moving to the left as well as to the right with respect to Mount Meru. So we saw in all the animation, the sun and Kala Chakra are moving only in clockwise direction. So moving in clockwise direction only. When he is moving clockwise direction, with respect to a person on the earth, the sun is in the left hand side. So our sun himself considered to be a person who is doing parikrama around the earth globe. He would keep his right hand toward the earth. But how is it that Sukadeva Goswami is telling that sun is keeping his right hand as well as left hand also around the toward the earth? How that is happening? And how people on the top of Meru will have daytime always? Why they are not having nighttime? Such kind of question might arise. Parikshit Maharaj also had the same question. He asked in the 22nd chapter, first verse, how the sun proceeds with Meru and Dhruvaloka on both his right and left sides simultaneously. So every day morning when we are doing parikrama, we keep our right hand toward the Tulsi Maharani and do parikrama around Tulsi Maharani. That is called Savya, moving a proper parikrama. If in order to do parikrama while keeping our left hand towards Tulsi Maharani, we need to go in the opposite direction, counterclockwise, not in the clockwise direction. So he says that how you are saying that the sun keeps both his right hand and left hand toward the earth and pole star and doing parikrama. परिक्रमा तो सवय दिशा क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में होता है, अपसव्य दिशा कैसे हो रहा है? Like that one make question. So that answer he gives. Just as the motion of ants and a potter's wheel, sun, though he is moving on the Kala Chakra, he also appears to move backward direction. How and why? We'll see with an example. Here is one example. There is a playground. Like for example, cricket ground is there. Every day morning, we see so many students are doing jogging and exercises and playing cricket, playing other games, etc. And especially we see three boys, boy 1, 2, 3, and they came to do running. So they are running. They are moving around. So they ran one round. So after one round, they came back to the same position. So normally we assume that three of them are running the same speed and they're able to match with the speed of others and they're coming to the same starting point. But if some of them are not able to cope up with this speed of all the three people, of the three, one may be running fast, one may be running at medium speed, one may be running at slow speed. So every round we can see some people are lagging behind and some people are able to go fast. That's how we have no prizes, first prize, second prize, who reached first, who reached second, etc. So in order to understand at what speed they are moving, they are running, at what speed they are lagging behind, in order to explain that motion, this circle has been divided to 10 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the first part is further divided to 10 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So like that. So now we'll see. Now they are said to be running. After completing one round, the first boy, by the time the first boy came to the starting point, the second boy is behind by one part. This much. Itna piche. And the third boy is behind by this much part. So in a circle, when we have divided the circle into 10 parts and each part is further divided into 10 parts, the total division should be 100 parts. Out of 100 parts, the boy 2 is behind by one part and boy 3 is behind by 10 parts. And if they continued for one more round, after second round, the boy 2 would be behind by 2 parts and boy 3 would be behind by 20 parts. And if they are allowed to rule for 10 rounds, in 10 rounds, the boy 1 would have made 10 rounds and boy 2 is behind by 10 parts because every round is behind by one part. And boy 3 would be behind one complete round because in one round he was behind by 10 parts. In second round he was behind by another 10 parts, like that. In 10 rounds, after third round, fourth round, fifth round, sixth round, seventh round, eighth round, ninth round, 10th round, he would be here. He's here only. But he only made 9 rounds. While this person made 10 rounds, this person made 9.90 rounds. This person made 9.00 rounds only because of the relative motion. And after 11 rounds, this person would be at behind 11 parts and this person would be behind 110 parts. Like that, if you see them after 100 rounds, this person had made 100 rounds and this person is behind by one part every round. After 100 rounds, you would be behind by 100 parts. 100 parts is equal to one round. So this he made 99 rounds and this boy is behind by one round only after every 10 rounds. Then after 100 rounds, you'll be behind by 10 rounds. That is, he made 90 rounds. So this is the relative speed among three people. Similarly, just like these three boys have different speeds, in our understanding, like You see. So now onwards, we'll only focus how much they are lagging behind. The percentage of distance they are lagging behind is only our interest. Normally they are moving in the clock direction. That is okay, fine. But how much each person is lagging behind, that is what is to be considered now. So boy 1, as he made one round, the boy 2 is behind by 1% and the boy 3 is behind by 10%. After 2 rounds, he is behind by 2%, is behind by 20%. After 10 rounds, he is behind by 10%, that is 0.1 round. He is behind by 100%, that is 1 round. So after 11 rounds, he is behind by 11%, is behind by 110%. After 100 rounds, he is behind by 100%. That means he's behind by 1 round. So he made 19 rounds and he's behind by 10, 100, and 1000 rounds, 1000%. That means he's behind by 10 rounds. That is, he made only 90 rounds. So this is how the relative speed has been indicated. So now, so what do you mean by this boy 1, boy 2, boy 3? The circle with 100 divisions is the circle of 360 degrees. And boy 1 is Kala Chakra, the time wheel. The boy 2 is sun and boy 3 is moon. So now previously in the previous example, we have taken a circle with 100 divisions. Now we'll take a circle with 360 degrees and we replace boy 1 with Kala Chakra, replace boy 2 with sun and replace boy 3 with moon. So now see, so previously we saw when the first boy, as he made 100 rounds, the second boy made 99, third boy made 90. Similarly, when Kala Chakra makes some X number of rounds, the sun would make X minus 1 number of rounds and the moon would make X minus 10 number of rounds, something like that. So because he is very slow and is as fast as the Kala Chakra, so he is able to keep up almost, not exactly, but almost. So this is how the relative speed has been mentioned among the planets with respect to Kala Chakra. So now let us see how it happens. So here we have Kala Chakra with 360 divisions. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, like that, 180, and then 360. Or this direction we have 0, 10, 20, like this. And here we have Kala Chakra, which is superimposed upon the wave, that circle with 360 degrees. As the circle rotates, the Kala Chakra also rotates. And here we have sun and moon. As Kala Chakra rotating, the sun and moon also go along with Kala Chakra. But unfortunately, their speed is little less than the speed of Kala Chakra. See, by the time Kala Chakra made one round, the sun is behind by 1 degree and moon is behind by 13 degrees. When the Kala Chakra made one more round, the sun is behind by 2 degrees and moon is behind by 26 degrees. So like that. So in terms of degrees, we see that after every round, Kala Chakra completes, the sun completes 359 degrees and the moon completes 347 degrees. So like that, if they continue, so the moon completes 347 degrees after one round. The sun is behind by 1 degree, moon is behind by 13 degrees. After 2 rounds, 2 degrees and 26 degrees. After 3 rounds, sorry, after 30 rounds, 30 degrees and 390 degrees. Because every round is behind by 1 degree, after 30 rounds should be behind by 30 degrees. After 30 rounds, 30 into 13 degrees. 30 into 13 would be 390. 390 is equal to 1 plus 1/12 round. So now one concept is being indicated. When sun and moon are together like this, that is called Amavasya. So since every day sun is going behind by 1 degree, after 30 days, sun would be seen here. And each day, the moon is seen 13 degrees behind. After 13 days, the moon would be seen 390 degrees behind. So now 26 degrees is going on here. So like that, after 30 rounds, the sun would go from here to here and the moon would go from here to here. again the sun and moon on the same position. So whenever the sun and moon are together, that is called Amavasya. After 30 days approximately, after 30 days, again they come together. That is called another Amavasya. After another 30 days, they seems to be the same place, another Amavasya. So now, normally in day to day, they are moving in the clockwise direction only. But with respect to Kalachakra, every day the sun is lagging behind by 1 degree, moon is lagging behind by 13 degrees, and slowly they are going backward. So here we have two motions. Normally day to day, the Kalachakra, sun and moon are going in the clockwise direction only. But over a long period of time, with respect to Kalachakra, upon the Kalachakra, the sun and moon are moving in the backward direction. When a person moving in the clockwise direction, his right hand is toward the center of the wheel. When a person is moving in the backward direction, his left hand will be toward the center of the wheel. That's how it is, because of this relative motion of the sun and moon with respect to the speed of Kalachakra. They seems to be having clockwise motion and also anti-clockwise motion. That's why they are able to keep their both right hand and left hand toward the pole star. But normally they only have clockwise motion only, because their speed is less than the speed of the Kalachakra. They are lagging behind. That lagging behind appears to be like a counterclockwise motion. It's like that. So after 30 rounds of Kalachakra approximately, since the both sun and moon are coming together again, the same position, that is called another Amavasya. This is Amavasya, this is another Amavasya. One Amavasya to other Amavasya, it is called one lunar month. And today is Amavasya. Sorry, today is Paurnami. So Paurnami is in the middle of the lunar month. And if they are allowed to move like that, after 360 rounds, the sun would be making 1 round. The moon would be making 13 rounds. So with respect to Kalachakra, the sun made 1 round, the moon made 13 rounds. And with respect to sun, the moon made 12 rounds. That means in 360 rounds of Kalachakra, the sun and moon will come together for 12 times, or actually 13 times. But starting point also one coming together is there, the last point of coming together is there. But in between there will be 12 lunar months. So approximately in every year, we have 12 lunar months. So as and when the sun and moon come together, they will come together because of their relative speed. The moon is very slow since it is lagging behind. So sun is moving along with the Kalachakra, since it is lagging backward, it again and again comes to the position of sun. So that like that, 13 times it comes in conjunction with sun, causing 12 lunar months and 13 Amavasyas. So like that. Here you see how the sun and moon are moving together. Though Kalachakra is taking sun and moon are together, the moon is lagging behind by great speed. So the moon is not able to cope up with the speed of the Kalachakra. It is very much behind. And after 1 round, the sun is behind by 1 degree and moon is behind by 13 degrees. So you can see here again. The 12 Rashis and 27 Nakshatras and Tarakas are moving the same speed. But the Navagrahas are actually lagging behind from the Kalachakra. That's why we have this kind of motion. So that the moon is behind by 13 degrees after 1 round. After 2 rounds, it will be behind by 26 degrees. And the sun is behind by 2 degrees. So like that. You see, this is the sun globe. The center of the sun would be here. And from here to here would be 2 degrees. That's how it is mentioned. So here only for two rounds is shown. So like that, if they are allowed to move further and further, eventually over 30 rounds, the sun would move from Mesha Rashi to Vrishabha Rashi. This is 1 solar month. In another 13 days, Vrishabha to Mithuna, another solar month. Mithuna to Karaka, another solar month. Like that, the sun starting from Mesha going all around and coming to Mesha again. This entire time period is called 1 year. And By the time the sun moving from Mesha to Vrishabha, the moon goes around and comes in front of sun here. Just like at the beginning of this simulation, when sun and moon are together here, sun was here, moon was here, that was Amasya. When sun goes here, the moon goes around, comes in front of sun. That will be the next Amasya. And year to year is first month, and year to year would be second month, second lunar month, third lunar month, like that. In a year also we have 12 lunar months. 13 Amasyas will be there and 12 months, lunar months will be there. So like that. Thus the motion of the planets and sun moving with the wheel of time, Kala Chakra, which is moving clockwise around Meru and Dhruva, as seen by the stars, is different from the movement of the wheel of time, since they can be observed moving in different constellations and zodiac signs in the opposite direction. So the understanding is, so though normally day to day the sun and moon are moving along with the Kala Chakra in clockwise direction only, but with respect to Kala Chakra, the sun and moon are slowly lagging behind. Thus, they are seen to be moving. The sun seems to be moving from Mesha to Vrishabha, Vrishabha to Midhuna, etc. And the moon seems to be moving from Ashwini to Bharani, Bharani to Kritika. Like in a day, first time when the movement started, the sun was in Ashwini. After one round, sun was in Bharani. After two rounds, he came to Kritika. After next round, he'll come to Rohini. After next round, he'll come to Mrigashira. After next round, he'll come to Ardra, Punarvasu, Pushya, like that. So every day he spends in one Rashi. That is the understanding. So thus, so normally along with Kala Chakra, the sun and moon are moving in the clockwise direction only. But because of their less speed, the time, the sun seems to be moving in the counterclockwise direction with respect to time wheel. This is their relative motion. So that relative motion is explained here like this. So this is how the day and night is happening, and because of the relative motion, that relative motion will indicate how the months and years are happening. Though the sun moves from east to west in the sky from our point of view in relation to the zodiac and other stars, the sun appears to move from Aries to Taurus and to other signs in the opposite direction. Thus, the sun can be said to be moving both clockwise as well as counterclockwise simultaneously. Based on our daily observation, the sun is rising in the east, going to south, and setting in the west. This is called clockwise motion. But with respect to the 27 nakshatras and 12 zodiac signs, the sun will be moving in the counterclockwise because of his less speed with respect to the speed of Kala Chakra. That's how Sukadeva Goswami explained this concept. This much only it tells. So based on that, we need to extrapolate and explain how the things are happening here. See like that. If you take them like round after round, they are moving behind. So after at 0th point, they are here. After one round, they are here. After two rounds, they are here. After 3 rounds, they are here. After 30 rounds, again sun and moon are together. This is another Amavasya. After 60 rounds, they are like this. After 92 rounds, the sun exactly here and the moon is a little bit ahead. Already 90 rounds they were together, but 92 rounds they were like this. After 183 rounds, they were like this. After 274 rounds, they are like this. After 366 rounds, they are like this. Though in the previous slide, I showed that after 360 rounds, the sun would be one round behind. But in reality, the sun is not lagging behind by 1 degree every day. He is lagging behind by 0.956 degrees, something like that, little less than 1 degree. So with that, when the Kala Chakra completes 360 degrees, 366 rounds, the sun would complete 365 rounds only. That's, we have 365 days in a year. In our solar year, starting from Mesha Sankranti to Mesha Sankranti, in total we have 365 days. But every day sun makes one round. But in the 365 days, Kala Chakra makes 366 rounds. There is a difference of 1 round between Kala Chakra and Sun. Thus, the Sun is passing through Mesha, Vrishabha, Midhuna, Karaka, Simha, Kanya, Tula, Vrishika, Dhanu, Makara, Kumbha, and comes back Mesha. Is the way it is shown here. So at the starting point, Sun is in Mesha only. After 1 round Mesha, 2 rounds Mesha, 3 rounds Mesha, 30 rounds you enter into Vrishabha, 60 rounds Midhuna, 90 rounds Karaka, 120 Simha, 150 Kanya, 180 Tula, 210 Vrishika, 240 Dhanu, 270 Makara, 300 Kumbha, 330 Meena, and 366 Mesha. So like that, Sun is moving from one Rashi to other Rashi. Similarly, the Moon is moving from one Nakshatra to other Nakshatra. So in 30 rounds of the Kala Chakra, the Moon moved all Nakshatras and also went ahead. So like that, if you see, in this 1 year, the Moon made 13.33 rounds. 13 rounds clear kar diya. Again, 1/3 round extra in 1 year. In 2 years, 26.66 rounds he did. In 3 years, he did 40 rounds with respect to Kala Chakra. And Sun made 3 rounds. When Sun made 3 rounds, Moon made 40 rounds. And with respect to Sun, the Moon made 40 minus 3 rounds. That is 37 rounds. So that basically, in every 3 years, there are 37 lunar months or 38 Amavasyas. So since there are 37 lunar months, so in 1 year, we are supposed to have 12 lunar months. 12 plus 12 plus 12, 36. The 37th lunar month will become Adhika Mas. That's how the Adhika Mas generally comes once in every 3 years. So this was the previous, with respect to that circular thing, we have divided the circle into 360 degrees and we showed that Sun is lying behind by 1 degree, Moon lying behind 13 degrees. This is like close round figure. But in reality, it is not exactly like this. It is like this. So after 1 round, Sun is behind by 936 degrees and the Moon is behind by 13.11. Here 1 degree round figure, 13 degrees round figure. But actually it is 983, little less than 1, little more than 13. After 2 rounds. After 27.45 rounds, the Sun is behind by 27 degrees. The Moon is behind by 360 degrees. That means in 27.375 days, that much time, the Moon would started with Ashwini and going all around again comes to Ashwini. In every 27.375 days or 27.45 rounds of Kala Chakra, the Moon made 1 round and maybe couple of 2 days later, just 2 days later, after 29.59 days, after 29.676 rounds of Kala Chakra, the Sun and Moon are at the same place. Sun is at 29.19 degrees, the Moon is at 360 plus 29.9. This is called second Amavasya. This was the first Amavasya, 00. This is second Amavasya. So a lunar month, Amavasya to Amavasya, it would approximately take 29.5 days. So 1 lunar month is about 29.5 days. So like that, the 12 lunar months would be completed in every 355 days. In every 355 days, there is 1 lunar month. So in this 1 lunar month, the Moon, in this 1 year, in this 1 lunar year, there are 12 lunar months and there are 13 Amavasyas. But little few days afterwards, after 365 days or after 365 rounds of the Sun, the Kala Chakra completed 366 rounds. In that, Sun has made 366 backward and the Moon has made 1 plus 12.333 backward rounds. So this is one, both get cancelled. In 1 solar year, we have 12 lunar months and also 1/3 lunar month extra, 12.333. 12 plus 1/3 lunar month in 1 year. In 2 years, we have 24 lunar months and 0.667 lunar month extra. In 3 years, we have 37 lunar months. And the 37th lunar month will be the additional month. Extra month will be called as Adhika Mas. In every 3 years, we have one Adhika Mas. Here you see. So the 12 zodiac signs, the 6 seasons, and 27 nakshatras. So these dates are presented for the last 3 years, the last decade. 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19. These are the lunar year names. So in that lunar year, the Chaitra Masa, the first Chaitra Masa started on 8th April and it ended on 6th May. And second lunar month Vaishakha started on 7th May and ended on 5th June. So like that, the 12th lunar month Palguna started on 27th February, ended on 28th March. The first month started on 8th April. The last 12th month ended on 28th March. So what is the difference between these two? The lunar year is about 55 days. So 10 days backward. So 8 April, 8 days, and March, 3 more days. 8 plus 3, 11 days backward. And 29th March, new Chaitra began. And the 12th month of that year again ended 17th March. So 29th March to 17th March, about 12 days difference is there. And 18th March, new Chaitra started. And 6th March, 18th March to 6th March, again about 12 days difference is there. Third year also completed. But from 6th March to 5th April, there is enough space for one extra lunar month. The first year started on 8th April and the third year ended on 5th April with one extra month. And this year, the extra month came here. So in this, there is actual Jyeshtha month, 14th June to 13th July, but 16th May to 13th June, there is one additional Jyeshtha month. So why this month became additional, we see in the next slide. But basically, in 3 years, we have 37 lunar months, 12 here, 12 here, 13 here. 12 3 is 36 plus 1, 37. Here you see. These are the 12 zodiac signs, 27 nakshatras, 6 seasons. The first year, 2016-17, the Chaitra began here. And this is all 1 year, the 12 months of that 1 year. And Chaitra ended here. The next year, Chaitra began here. And all the 12 months happened from here to here. And the 12th month ended here. In the next year, Chaitra began here. All the 12 months are completed. And 12th month ended here. Here there is a gap of 11 to 12 days. Here there is a gap of 11 to 12 days. Here there is a gap of 10 to 11 days. So 10 plus 11 plus 11, 11 plus 12, 13, 11, like that. About 33 days is there. So 30 days would be enough for one lunar month. So here we have one lunar month. So first year started here, third year ended here. Even between these two, 1-2 days difference is there. So sometimes by accumulation of these 1-2 days differences and all, after 2 years only we have Adhika Mas. In 2018 there is Adhika Mas. In 2020 there was Adhika Mas. Now in 2023 we have Adhika Mas. And 26 we have Adhika Mas. 28 we have Adhika Mas. 26 and 30 we have Adhika Mas. 26, 39 we have Adhika Mas. 31 we would have Adhika Mas. And 33 we may have another Adhika Mas. Like that. Once in a while, even after 2 years only we have Adhika Mas. But normally after every 3 years we have one Adhika Mas. Because of that reason. So in 2018 the Adhika Mas was Jyeshtha. And in this year, in 2023, we had Adhika Mas of Shravana. So why a particular month becomes Adhika Mas? Which month becomes Adhika Mas? So how do we understand that? So before that, see now you see, when sun and moon are together, that is called Amavasya. See now, the first Chaitra Mas started here. The month starts on Amavasya. So sun was here and moon was here. It is said that when sun is here, the sun is said to be in Meena Rashi. The moon is said to be in Revati Nakshatra. The moon's position is always mentioned with respect to the nakshatra. Sun's position is always mentioned with respect to the Rashi. So sun is in Meena Rashi now and moon is in Revati Nakshatra. Even though sun is also in Revati Nakshatra, moon is also in Meena Rashi. But for moon always Nakshatra is told, sun always Rashi is told. So this is an Amavasya, they are here. And after 15 days, the sun would go from here to here. And the moon, who was here, would go all around and come here. This is on the Paurnami day. On the full moon day, the sun and moon are completely opposite. And now the sun is in Mesha Rashi, the moon is in here, Chitra Nakshatra. So it is said that on the full moon day, in whichever nakshatra or adjacent nakshatra, the moon is there, that nakshatra name is given to that month. Since now the moon is in Chitra Nakshatra, this month is called Chaitra Mas. On the Paurnami day, wherever that moon is there, in whichever nakshatra moon is there, that name it gets. Because there are 27 nakshatras, we only have 12 months. So 3 nakshatras or 2 nakshatras are given to 1 month, something like that. And now, you see, in the second year, on the Paurnami day, exactly in the middle, the sun is here. At the beginning of the month, the sun would be at the beginning of the month, and the Amavasya beginning of the month. On the Paurnami, the sun would be exactly in the middle of the month. Similarly, in the next year, the sun is in the middle of this Chaitra Mas. That time, the moon is in Chitra Nakshatra, so it has got Chaitra Mas. In the next year, the sun is in the middle of this Chaitra Mas. At that time, the moon is in Asta. Though the moon is in Asta, since this Asta Nakshatra is very close to Chitra, then it would get Chaitra Mas only. So like that. Same thing we can see some other place. Here, if you see, here, sun is here, the moon is here. The moon is in Magha Nakshatra. That's why this month has got Magha Mas. And the next year, the sun is here, the moon is here, 1 nakshatra before Magha. Still, it gets Magha Mas. And the next year, the sun is here, the moon is again in Magha Nakshatra. So it gets Magha Mas. So based on the nakshatra in which or nearby to which the moon is situated, that nakshatra name is given to that particular month. That particular month gets a particular name of this. And also, every lunar month should have one Sankranti. The sun moving from one Rashi to other Rashi is called one Sankranti. For Chaitra Mas, if you see, this is Chaitra. Here we have Mesha Sankranti. And this is Chaitra Mas, we have Mesha Sankranti. Sun is moving from Meena to Mesha. This is Chaitra Mas, sun is moving from here to here. So like that. Chaitra, a month is called Chaitra if that month has sun's transition into Mesha, from Meena to Mesha. If sun's transition to Vrishabha is there, that month is called Vaishakha. If sun's transition to Mithuna, it is there, it is called Jyeshta. If sun's transition is there into Karka, that is called Ashada. If sun's transition is there into Simha, it is called Shravana, like that. For a lunar month to be called as a lunar month, it should have this particular transition of the sun. It should be moving from previous Rashi to the current Rashi. Then only that month would get this particular name. Okay. So now, so that is fine. Then where this extra month is coming? Since a month to be called as a month, it should have one transition. The sun moving from one place to other place, one Rashi to other Rashi. And that month, which has no sun's transition, that month is called Adhika Masa. Or actually it is called Madhamasa, Malamasa. A month which has one Sankranti in it, that is called actually auspicious month. A lunar month which has no Sankranti, it is called Malamasa. For example, here extra Jyeshta, you see, the Sankranti, the blue line happened here. After the blue line, then Amavasya happened. Amavasya, the green line. Green line comes after the blue line. So Amavasya happened here, the month started here, and the month ended here, the green line ended here only. The next month started. Then there is a Sankranti. So this month has no Sankranti only. Because one solar transition would take around 30.5 days. and one lunar month would take around 29.5 days only. So 1 day less is there. So sometimes by good fortune, a lunar month may start after sun's entry into a new Rashi. And the sun would be there in that particular Rashi for 30.5 days. But Amavasya would come within 29.5 days. So another Amavasya would come early before the sun Sankranti. And that month is called as Malamas. And that Malamas eventually became known as Adhikamas. Adhikamas is basically a month which has no sun's transition into any zodiac sign. So if you see the dates here, this month started on 16th May, ended on 13th June. So on 15th May, sun entered into Vrushaba. Okay. And 16th May, there was Amavasya. There is a lunar month. And 13th June, there is another Amavasya. The lunar month is over. And 14th June, the next lunar month started. Maybe in the early morning or something like that. And the same day in the late afternoon, the sun and the next day, 15th June, the sun entered into Midhuna. So this month does not see any Sankranti. That's why this month is called Adhikamas. So basically, any month which does not have Sankranti means sun is moving from one zodiac sign to other zodiac sign. That month is called as Malamas. And eventually, by Lord's blessing, that became Adhikamas. So this is how the 12 lunar months and 12 solar months and also Adhikamas in every 3 years. That concept has been indicated in our traditional astronomy. So here is the earth, here are the 12 Rashis, and sun and moon would be moving in a circular fashion. Since these Rashis are in the background, we see that the sun and moon are passing from one Rashi to other Rashi like that. Mithuna, Karaka, Simha, Kanya, Tula, Vrishika, Dhanu, Makara, Kumbha, Meena, Mesha. It's like that. This has been explained. So with this, we'll stop here and the next one will continue next week. But I'm not sure how much you are able to follow, how much you have understood. If you have any questions, couple of minutes we'll take that and then we'll close for today. Quickly, anyone has any questions? It's 8:18.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, that means the this nakshatra's speed is more than even the sun's speed, no? Because they are
Perfect. Correct.
Prabhuji, there are few questions from the past classes. If you have time, then
No, wait. Before that, if other devotees have any questions based on today, then we'll discuss the past class.
No, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, this particular lecture of yours, is it put up on the YouTube anywhere?
No, we'll put it now, na? I'll send the link by tomorrow.
You're sending the lecture, okay.
Yeah, this will be there.
Because we'll have to listen to it a couple of times at least to
See,
understand.
don't worry. See, even many devotees also, it will be very difficult to understand for the first time, but just some concept is being explained. Just try to understand. If you can understand, fine. Otherwise, also don't worry. So that I have not understood that. So it will take some time to grasp it. It requires some imagination and some kind of analytical analysis, etc. So it doesn't matter. I'll send you the link of this today's class by tomorrow so that you can follow afterwards. Yeah, other devotees?
Thank you.
Thank you. Other devotees?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Madhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Ah.
Prabhuji, that Kal Chakra is that hub that you showed before. That the Kal Chakra. Hare Krishna.
Yes, I'm following. This is Kala Chakra. Whatever
Kal
you see
Chakra
this
is the central that circle.
No, Kala Chakra matlab this the 12 zodiac signs and 27 nakshatras. All these two together is called Kala Chakra.
And the sun before you showed it, it is in that line below. So sun is in like the initial one which you showed in that it was a straight line. There the sun was. That was just for making us understand.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. I understood your line. The line is basically to
Oh,
explain the position of the sun and moon. This line you're talking about.
okay, okay, Prabhu.
So when sun is
No,
here,
Prabhuji, not this.
is
Mhm. No, the earlier one which you showed now in a square, wherein you showed that straight lines much earlier, Prabhuji. Initial ones.
here? No, not here.
No, no, before that. Initial when you started, before that, before this, Prabhuji.
Yeah, yeah, going. Here?
No, no, next, before this. Initially when you showed, na? Before this. Before
This
this,
one?
Prabhuji. Initial one. No, no, initial where you showed that the sun is.
This only. Here only sun we stored. Before that there was no sun. Yeah, this is sun.
No, Prabhuji, you showed in a graph kind of, and in that graph, that down sun line. I think it may be because just to
No,
show
what?
that this is how.
Here?
I'll go through the no, Prabhuji. I'll go through the lecture later on. That's okay, fine.
So I know here is only box. There is nowhere else. So because sun came later, much later, not here. Sun concept came here only, in this slide only.
After
So
this,
forget about
I
the
didn't
first
want to.
one. This is
Okay,
sun.
Prabhu.
Sun is here. Sun will be keep traveling like this. And he was also going around in the clockwise direction because he's pulled by the Kala Chakra. And since he's not able to keep up with the speed of the sun in the Kala Chakra, he's slowly lagging behind. Because that relative motion of the lagging behind, there is day and night and months, etc. See, like this.
Yeah.
So the Kala Chakra is going and taking sun along with it, but the sun slowly lagging
That
behind.
center is a that the round is a
Yeah,
Kal Chakra.
this is Kala Chakra. This is all Kala Chakra with the divisions.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Yeah. Other
Hare
devotees?
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, Kala Chakra is the combined movement of the moon, sun, nakshatras, and everything.
No. Kala Chakra is
It's
the 27 nakshatras and 12 zodiac signs. That is Kala Chakra.
the movement
That is like
of
the engine.
So it is the movement of the nakshatras and the rashis.
Zodiac signs. Rashis.
Together.
Yes, perfect. Yeah.
So I was thinking it is another third thing.
No.
Third concept.
Our grahas are moving along with the Kala Chakra. Kala Chakra, see, in this picture, you see, for all references, we have this, see the background. This is Kala Chakra. Kala Chakra consisting of 12 rashis and 27 nakshatras. And grahas are moving along with Kala Chakra because they are not able to run with the same speed. They appears to be moving backward.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, Mataji, you have said some wonderful questions from the previous class. What are those? Quickly.
Yeah, there are a few, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in this 24th chapter, now it is mentioned in the 14th verse purport that one minute. Yeah, this is the defect of material existence, and everything in the subterranean heavens is very nicely arranged. There are well situated residential quarters, there is pleasing atmosphere, and no inconvenience or mental anxiety. But nevertheless, those who live there have to take another birth according to karma. So, like we studied in the back classes, na Prabhuji, that only Bharatvarsha is a karma bhumi, and then there only people will have a generation of karma, and accordingly the destinations will be given. So here, those who are staying, they are already in particular types of swargas. So that is not the karma bhumi. So how why they will be taking birth according to karma?
See, based on the karma accumulated here, one is destined to go to Bilaswarga. They are destined to stay there for 1,000 years. So after 1,000 years, they have to move from there, na? That is because of karma only.
That means
Yeah,
there also some karma accounts get generated, but it's very feeble compared to the karma bhumi, like that.
yeah, like that, yes.
Okay. So after the 1,000 years or whichever particular destined years, wherever they will have to move from that place, that will be decided on whatever karma account they generated, that low
Yes,
karma.
yes, 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 yes.
Okay. I was thinking it is absolutely no karma thing like that.
Everywhere it is there. But here in Bharatavarsha, the way karma is analyzed, it is based on the stringent laws. Very strict here.
Okay.
Hmm.
Then there was same chapter Prabhuji, 22nd verse, Parapat. It is given that material opulence offered to the demigods causes forgetfulness of the Lord. But opulence was given to Bali Maharaj for continuing service to the Lord, which was free from any touch of Maya. Then like, and in the previous thing it is mentioned, Prabhuji, that generally Lord doesn't give material opulence to the any devotee as such, and then here it is mentioned like that. So how to understand this as the effect of
Not
offering
like
three?
that, not like that. It is not that Lord does not give opulence to anybody, but he will see whom to give, whom not to give. Even Dhruva Maharaj also given all the opulences, Prithu Maharaj has given all the opulences, Bali Maharaj has given opulences. If they do not misuse, the Lord is happy to give. If Lord sees that this person by giving opulence will misuse, then don't he will not give. So, as a precautionary this thing.
No, like Prabhuji, it was mentioned in the previous verse that like opulence which Bali Maharaj received was not due to the he gave the whatever 3 feet land and then the whole the 3 worlds kingdom to the Lord. It is not that in that return to that he got that Sutala kingdom, but in return to that what he got actually is the prema for the Lord. That's what it is mentioned. So then why the means Lord, or how we should understand that the pure devotees can get both material opulences as well as prema by Krishna's mercy. Like
That's
how
what I'm
Dhruva.
saying. That's what I'm saying. In spite of having material opulences also, they are not agitated by it. Lord will give.
Okay.
So,
Like Dhruva Maharaj case also same thing happened.
Dhruva Maharaj, Pandavas, Bali Maharaj, they were given all the opulences because they will not be attached to material opulences. Their prema will not reduce. But in the case of Bali Maharaj, somebody may say that okay, Bali Maharaj gave charity, he did a punya, he got in return the Sutraloka opulences. One may say like that, but that is not the clear and correct understanding. By the way, he was given opulences of Sutraloka, but actually what he got is Krishna Prema. Because he did Atma Nivedanam, he got Krishna Prema.
Yeah.
So
Actually, Prabhuji, to understand that, it becomes bit
see,
difficult.
Mataji, don't worry,
No,
don't
no.
worry. That point you will understand when you go to 8th canto. Now that is not the important thing. So if you have any other question, you can ask.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. The other thing is, um, in the same chapter, 24th chapter, only 25th verse translation, it is written that upon the death of Prahlad's father Hiranyakashipu, Lord Narsimha wanted to offer Prahlada his father's kingdom and even wanted to grant him liberation from material bondage. But Prahlada accepted neither. Liberation and material opulence, he thought, are obstacle to devotional service, and therefore such gifts from Supreme Personality of Godhead are not his actual mercy. Consequently, instead of accepting the results of karma and jnana, Prahlad Maharaj simply begged for service to his lotus feet. So, why liberation and is considered as obstacle to bhakti? Praja means opulence.
Here the liberation, here liberation means Sahajya Mukti. Bhakti means devotional service. From the very beginning, Srila Prabhupada writes in every commentary that devotees are not interested in liberation, not interested in Mukti. Mukti means Sahajya Mukti, where there is no direct service to Supreme Lord.
Okay.
That is
Understood. Okay. And one more thing, Guruji, like in this 25th chapter, Guruji, 9th verse, all the references have been given from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So it is mentioned that being his string instrument, the tumburu on his shoulders, the great sage Narada Muni always glorifies Lord Ananta. And Narad Muni has composed many transcendental verses in praises of Lord. And uh, 1 minute. Prabhuji, it is meant at the time of the creation, Lord glances on Mahatattva. And that glance of the Lord, which it contains Kala and also the Shiva. Na? That's what we had studied in the backlog. So that is Vishnu's glance or Lord Ananta's glance, because here it is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita verse that simply due to the glance of Lord Ananta, the three material modes of nature interact and produce creation, maintenance, and action.
See, that Lord Ananta is an expansion of Lord Sankarsana. Lord Sankarsana himself expands as Mahavishnu. So sometimes they are seen as the same person, sometimes they are seen as different people. It's so basically Narada Muni is glorifying the Lord. When he's glorifying the Lord, he also glorifies the source of that Lord. So in that way, it is indicated like that. He is also called as Sankarsana. We said that when there was no Jiva who can do the service, Lord Sankarsana himself expands as Ananta and holds the Bhumandala on his hoods. So in one sense, sometimes they are same, sometimes they are one is the expansion of the other. So it's okay.
Or should it also be understood in the sense that we also say that we should not be differentiating between Krishna and Balarama, like that also at many places.
Not like that. See, forget about all those things. Don't extrapolate so much. Here, Ananta is an expansion of Sankarsana. And the same Sankarsana expands as Mahavishnu. And as Mahavishnu, he does some service, as Ananta, he does some service. Sometimes the same Sankarsana becomes Ananta also. So, in that way, we have to see.
Okay. And Prabhuji, in the same sequence of that, it is mentioned that on his head, Anantadeva sustains the entire universe with its millions of planets containing enormous oceans and mountains. So, this entire universe is to be understood as Bhumandala, Prabhuji.
Srila Prabhupada always uses universe only for the Bhumandala because it does not explain technical details so much. So everywhere Prabhupada writes as universe only all over the Bhagavatam, though it is not the universe. So this we have explained in the class also, why it is so and all.
Okay, so it is basically Bhumandala only, no?
It is Bhumandala.
And in the same context, Prabhuji, means many times we hear that in Bhagavatam lectures also that Lord Ananta is holding multiple universes on his multiple hooks, like that.
The same thing. See, like that only our ISKCON people also paint pictures, but that correction need to be given.
Yeah, that I understood what you told, Prabhuji. But then if he is holding multiple universes,
He's not holding even one universe, then what to speak of multiple universes?
Then
that has to be corrected, Mataji.
What I mean to say is, Prabhuji, if suppose you forget about the universal, that means what the meaning of it is, what the intended meaning is, Lord Anantadeva is holding multiple bhumandalas on his multiple hoods.
No,
right now.
He might be having thousands of hoods, but he will be holding only one bhumandala only. Because there is one Ananta within our universe, there will be a different Ananta in a different universe, there will be a different Ananta in a different universe. That Ananta might be having thousands of hoods, but he will be holding only one bhumandala, not
Okay,
multiple
understood.
bhumandalas.
Yeah. Means the different, maybe that may be his expansions, na Prabhuji, in different.
Expansion हो सकता है. We should treat him as a
Okay, understood. Yeah. So in particular universe, the Anantash, they may be having so many hoods, but he will be holding only one bhumandala on one of his hoods. That is the right.
only one bhumandala only. Yeah.
Okay, understood. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji, there were 2-3 more, but okay, later on we can see.
So other devotees otherwise can disconnect and you can continue with your daily activities. Yes, Mataji, you can ask quickly.
Just one,
Yeah.
Prabhuji. Oh, sorry.
Hare Krishna, somebody was asking question.
No.
Okay, yeah, Prabhuji, the 25th chapter, 10th verse, it is mentioned that this manifestation of subtle and gross matter exists within the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Out of causeless mercy towards his devotee, he exhibits various forms which are all transcendental. The Supreme Lord is most liberal and he possesses all mystic power. To conquer the mind of his devotees and give pleasure to their hearts, he appears in different incarnations and manifests different pastimes. So here the confusion is why Supreme Personality of Godhead is glorified here during, because this chapter whole is mentioning about Lord Anantadeva's glory.
In the beginning of the chapter, I also made one note that when there is a Jiva who can do this service, that Jiva is empowered to do this service, and that Jiva is called Shakti Avash Avatar. When there was no Jiva who can do this service, Lord himself appears as Ananta and holds the Bhumandala on his hoods. Then, in the first case, by Lord's empowerment, that Jiva is able to hold the universe. In the second case, Lord himself is holding the universe. So in reality, who is holding the universe?
Yes, it is due to Lord only. Yeah.
Lord only. So Lord is glorified.
Okay, right. Understood. Thank you so much. And Prabhuji, one more thing is, in sixth verse of this 26th chapter, that hellish planet thing is there. So it is mentioned that the king of Pitas is Yamaraj, the very powerful son of the sun god. So why is Yamaraj mentioned of the king of Pitas? Because some of the Pitas are also staying, there is one Pitrulok down, and Yamaraj is also the king of them.
Yeah, those Pitrus who are staying here, for them Yamaraj is the king.
Okay. And that Pitruloka is different than that 28 hellish planets.
Obviously, see, the hellish planetary systems are like the jail where punishment is given. The Yamaraj where he gives punishment is the court. The place where Yamaraj is staying, the quarters, that is Pitruloka. All the official members who are working in the court, the judge, clerks, lawyers, they all have nice bungalows in the area where their apartments are located. And that area is Pitruloka.
Okay, so some of the Pitras assist Yamaraj in his carrying out.
See, whether they may be assisting or may not be assisting, but they are staying there. For example, Yamaraj is there. His wife also there. His brother also may be there. His uncle also may be there. They don't have any service to assist him, but they are there.
Right. So it is nearby only, in that area only that Pitruloka is.
Obviously, now In the same
Right.
level, they'll be there.
Okay.
But at a
Okay.
distant
And
place.
Prabhuji, one last thing is, means all these diagrams which we studied now, that upper planetary system, nowhere the mention of name Swargaloka came, means, or I have missed. I kept searching that where the Swargaloka, like Bhuvarloka, we have that divisions, whatever. But we say Bhuvar Swar, but Swargaloka, any diagram, it is not mentioned.
See, from Bhumandala to moon is Bhuvarloka. From moon to pole star is Swargaloka.
Moon to pole
Pole
star.
star. See, in the diagram it may not be there, but I have told 100 times. Every time we were while discussing, I always told this thing. Even today also 3-4 times I told.
Okay.
Everything within Bhuvarloka and Swargaloka are revolving around. That means between Bhumandala and pole star.
Okay. And
Even
Prabhuji, for
that
the
picture
upper,
it is there. The Bhuvarloka Swargaloka is there in that picture. That whole 14 planet system का picture है ना उसमें है. The 2 pictures which you have messaged me. In the both the pictures it must be there.
I'll check again.
In the right hand side it will be there. Extreme right it will be there.
Okay. And Prabhuji, the description of hellish planets, it is mentioned that means whoever does that Durga Puja or Kali Puja and they slaughter the goat, or sometimes some people do that kind of a worship. So they will also get the punishment for that from Yamaraj.
Is
So
it mentioned like that in the Bhagavatam?
it is, Prabhuji, yes, I will just read the para. It is mentioned that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he misuses it by performing various kinds of the so-called yagyas, like Kali Puja or Durga Puja, in which poor animals are sacrificed. How much a person is punished is described herein.
Yeah.
The word
If they are doing that animal killing, not following the rules and regulations given by Vedas, then that is called a sin. If they are doing something like that, following the rules and regulations given in the Vedas, it cannot be called as sin.
Oh. Means whatever injunctions in the Vedas have been given for such worship, if those are followed, then they will not be liable for punishment.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And same thing with the Mohammedan people also, probably, like when they slaughter the
For everyone, the rule is rule. Rule is for everyone.
Okay. That means those shastras which means Quran and all, they are considered as official, accepted as official scriptures by the Vedas also. Because they are in
that is yes or not, we don't know. But from practical point of view, we can say, okay, we have some scripture, they have some scriptures, at least follow your scripture. Like that we may say.
Because that, in one of those
if that scripture is not exactly in line with this scripture, so we may say even that itself is a deviation. So how far it is correct or we don't know. But on a practical ground, we say, okay, at least that is authentic scripture. You at least follow that. That is fine.
Okay, fine. Okay. And one last thing, Prabhuji, for the upper planet, all these you mentioned today also, na, that this only 2 lokas have moving planets, and other rest is stationary. So the upper planetary means above the pole star, whatever the planetary system is there, they all do they see other these moving planets like how we see in the sky up. So they see down all the planets moving like that.
See, they are all mystic yogis. They don't have to see only. They can close their eyes, but they can see everything within their heart only.
Yeah.
They don't have to look downward. Wherever they are sitting in yoga posture, they can see everything within their vision. So it is not at all required for them to look down.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.